This video is intended for audiences who are 13 and over. If you are not 13 and over, please fuck off and tell your parents to moderate what you watch online.
Alright, Trick, you know what they say. Sometimes a series is so good, you might want to talk about it twice.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm here at a perfectly reasonable time, in a perfectly reasonable condition, ready with fresh mind to talk about and review Kamen Rider Gavv.
Look, it's called, look, you know, sometimes having a good night's sleep really lets you, get all your brain juice in together, you know,
yeah,
right? You set it all
just juices your brain, and and you're just completely tired from driving back from Rehoboth Beach yesterday.
Right. All right, Tariq, hey, it is the Gavv review. Gavv has come and gone. Now we're just gonna talk about stuff we like in Gavv, right, and stuff we didn't like in Gavv, right?
Yeah.
The yearly process of it.
Yeah, breakdown of what we just went through, which I can say right off the bat. Hey, this isn't going to be like Gotchart because Gavv has been pretty fucking good.
It really helped when you know what you can what you can sell, right, and what you know the premise of the show is, and that you didn't get a bunch of writers googling what a concept is and being like, is it like magic?
Yeah.
This is definitely.
Look, we just want to sell trading cards. That's the let's be explicitly clear. Hey, look, we don't really care what the fuck we call it. We're here to sell these fucking cards.
Yeah, but now we can sell these stupid little Gochizos. By the way, real quick, Bandai has announced more Gochizos. They haven't, I think, post-series, they have announced like 5 Gochizo sets that are being released post-series, that are all like separate independent things that aren't even in the show. It's fucking crazy how they betted on these Gochizo, and it is paying off for them. We're gonna get these little fucks probably to the end of time now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they wouldn't, like, piece together that these are fucking, sell like hotcakes. I mean, have they seen mini-cons from fucking Transformers? People love small things that transform.
Alright, let's get to it. Alright, let's start off with the story. Overall, I think Gavv's story is pretty good. It's pretty well written for what it's trying to tell of the narrative, yeah. Right. I think my only main complaint I have with Gavv is just the bigger Gavv arc. I think it's probably like the weakest arc in the story, and that it was just like that they were just trying to stall for a little bit until they can figure out what they want to do.
It was definitely it was definitely the arc that came with the most issues, because in addition to just being like kind of not all over the place, but like you said, it kind of like padded the show. It also padded the show in a way that like gave us our repeat issue of oops, Hanto is racist / is bad.
You know what they said, you know? Look, me being evil once, shame on me. You know, me being evil twice. But hey, look, I thought I repented, you know, right? Well, why am I evil again? I thought that was the whole point of me repenting. You know, like, I went to Alcoholic Anonymous. Why am I back in? You know?
Yeah.
And they gave me the little coin and everything, you know, and said, you did it. You know, and then, and then at some point I found myself in the alleyway with a bottle in my hand.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... I will say, I guess, technically speaking, this is the first, this, you know, we didn't mention this in the alternate dimension of this recording. This is the first Reiwa where we didn't waste the final arc with time spent of the Kamen Rider, the secondary rider turning evil. We did use that plot point too many times in the lead up, but at least we didn't end on the same fucking note of like, and before the final enemy, we have to settle the score with the secondary rider because he chooses to be evil for no goddamn reason.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah. I wonder if this has something to do with, like, the production of the show, right? Because we know that Gavv, like unlike traditional Kamen Rider seasons, right? It had like a 3 month earlier production than normal. Probably has something to do with that China money. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Look, we gotta get past the Chinese censor. Gotta make sure that none of these looks like Winnie the Pooh or anything. So
Yeah.
right? I remember like they film all that early stuff, right? All right. They film at least film like the first half of the show, and then they weren't expecting the response. So like people are like, oh man, people really love this jellyfish guy. Did we kill him off too early? Quickly, let's delay it.
Yeah.
Right, we gotta get him back in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but yeah, I think besides for the bitter Gavv, I pretty much enjoyed the story, the journey we went with, right, because that's the thing. That was the thing that about our biggest problem with Gacha was that the ending was pretty much the same as the beginning with like no like total or character shift, right, for our main cast. But like everyone by the end of the show is pretty much a different character than what they started off as. Right, because Shoma went through like a whole experience. It kind of helped that. Like, hey, look, after spending the first 20 years, in like being enslaved, right, hidden behind the castle walls, never seeing granite sunlight or whatever, right? He learned the humanity of everything, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's literally taking someone who has never taking essentially an alien and having him learn the ways of the human world.
Oh yeah, like he learned what he can eat,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it turns out there is stuff he can eat that isn't rocks or weird limestone or whatever. It turns out, but he can always just eat them. Apparently.
Yeah. Turns out he just should have. I mean. You gotta maybe dilute it with a little bit of candy, and then it becomes good.
Look. Just mix some. Look, if you're gonna eat something hot, probably add some spices. Probably add something sweet in it to mix it up, right? To dilute the fact that you're eating something spicy, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I like the story of Gavv. I like the journey that everyone went through. Right, and look, Hanto by the end of the show, managed to fix his racism. A bit. It took him a while to fix his racism, but he eventually got it.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's pretty much what we have to say. All right, let's get into the crux of it. Let's talk about our main boy. Or the little precious ray of sunshine.
Our sweet boy.
Let's talk about Shoma himself. Overall, I like Shoma's character, right? Shoma's character actually had a lot of reason to exist, right? And I feel his character was pretty consistent, right? As a kid who was born out of most likely sexual assaults, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like the dark, as a general thing, right? The show has just a level of like dark undertones where you go, this is a thinly veiled parable for like the drug industry and the drug trade, and we should really destroy that ship coming from the Granite world off the coast of coast of
what is the CIA doing here?
But then when you think about it even more, it's like there's a bunch of other like dark thing, like Shoma's a child born in captivity from a mother that was also in captivity, that was definitely taken without her consent, and also forced to conceive him without her consent. There's never a point that, like, in this show...
They were never allowed to escape the castle, right?
Yeah, there's never a point in Gavv that we see in the flashbacks that make it look like Shoma's mom loved Shoma's dad. Like, it is just... It seems heavily implied that he went, I wants you, and I needs you, so I'm gonna take you.
Right, yeah. right? And it really show his character, right? Like even throughout all he's been through, he managed to keep a positive outlook on everything. Probably a lot due to his mom, right? The fact that
Yeah.
his mom was like one of those moms that hated
That
her,
didn't snap and go, can you just shut the fuck up for 5 minutes? Oh my
right?
god.
All right, look, I can drop this baby. I can drop this baby now. You
Yeah.
know, right? As a, all right. I don't know how the broken teacup got into his neck or
Oh
whatever.
man, I spilled this hot tea all over the baby. Oh, I guess he's burned. Uh-oh.
Right? I appreciate that the journey that Shoma went through, him connecting with people,
Yeah.
right? Like all the characters he was able to meet, right? That show him like the wonders of the world. You know, ooh, wow.
Yeah, talking
Look,
humanity, sort of.
right?
Yeah.
Look at all these new things. Wow, these two old people were very cool. This 10-year-old boy just brought me to his secret base and
And I'm
in
so
the-
glad
in-
that I'm so glad that he didn't murder me, because we also established in, again, just in the passive like one-off stories. Hey, don't trust every 10-year-old that takes you to their shed
Yeah.
out back. Sometimes they're fucking gaslighting as a fucking catfishing as a grown man for again, nefarious drug-related purposes.
right? Really got the first thing he decided to fat me was sweet, you know. I look,
Yeah.
and we could have went on a different parallel story, right?
Yeah.
If I think it was Hajime, right?
Sure, yeah.
Nuts. Yeah, right. Gave hey, you want a burger? You know, right?
Yeah.
We could have got on a whole.
Yeah,
we probably could have.
Yeah, Kamen Rider Burger King fucking ass.
But yeah, overall, I enjoyed Shoma's story. I think he was a pretty good, well-written, decent character all around. His character arc was pretty consistent, right?
Yeah. He stayed pretty much motivated by the same things the entire time.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Shoma. All right. Let's talk about our favorite racist in Kamen Rider.
Yeah, the secondary rider who got bullied out of his own position because, let's be real, it's great that you're participating. You know, we're so happy for you. Please leave. We want to focus on the jellyfish man. Yeah,
Right.
Hanto, the
Yeah,
king of the truly the Joey Wheeler of the group, getting duped and losing almost all the or even when he wins, it's like just barely. Look, as a rider, I think there's two different like Hantos, actually, now that I think about it. Like,
Okay.
there's Hanto the character as a Kamen Rider, which is like, okay, that's like somewhat disappointing, kind of always coming up short, like in fights, but like, you know, trying his best. And then there's Hanto in relation to his like relationship with Shoma and like Sachika and stuff. And,
In the world. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, because that's far more entertaining. Just because, again, we do get that same like build sort of relationship where it's like, oh, hey, I'm a silly guy. You're the main character, and I want to. Let me.
Oh, look! I'm doing my own side quest, you know,
Yeah.
right? Look, every week while you're helping out this old man and lady, I am somehow in like an underground fight club, trying to do something, right?
Yeah, and like his whole thing of like starting this at the beginning where we had Hanto and Shoma not knowing who each other were and playing this little game of like, oh, I've got to, oh no, the monster's here. I've got to go. Somebody, I need to go take this call. I need to go. Oh, I gotta go. I actually have to use the bathroom because I'm so scared. Ooh, hey, Kamen Rider Gavv. Oh, hey, Kamen Rider Valen. How'd you get here?
Awfully convenient. We managed to show up here. That's very good teamwork. I'm really glad we were able to coordinate this without actually ever coordinating this, right?
Yeah, like with the exception of the times that like Hanto gets, you know, duped / possessed turn bad. He's a very silly character, and he's fun to like balance out like a relationship with Shoma, and eventually like even the relationship he gets with like Rakia, it's like this is you know what? Hey, this goober, we're keeping him. He's not the best Kamen Rider by any like means, but as a character, he's like a very fun character to have like to the cast.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think his character journey arc was very interesting throughout the entire show. Right. I said he definitely got sidetracked a few bit points. It really just muddy up his character. Right. I think that was like one of my biggest problems. Right. Because the big revelation we find out by like within the Bitter Gavv arc is that is like everything about his life is fabricated, and I was like, I don't think we should have gone. This route was very weird. How he just kind of like made it like his life was like, oh no, you have been groomed up until this moment, and like nothing in his like actual life was like natural, right? Or at least I mean like his crux of his main character crux was like, hey, I gotta find out this dog granny that kidnapped my mom when I was 8. Here is a drawing. Here is my earnest rendition that I have kept for the last 20 years of my life. Or 10 years of my life of this artist rendition of who kidnapped my mom, right? Yeah. And then up until we get the whole sugar thing, I was like, oh, all right. So that just took like a very weird turn, right?
And I will say it's interesting that with that whole the Dogman Granute, it's kind of odd that they. I mean, when they do remember, oh shit, we kind of have to close the loop on that whole plot line. It's just a one-off, like, villain of the week. It's not, like, a character that, like, there's no, like, by the time we get to it, the build-up for it is kind of, like, lost. It's just like, oh, shit,
right, because we were doing, right, because so much stuff was happening at that point, to the point where we gotta, like, yeah, we just kind of gotta, like, wrap this up, and get it over with.
Yeah.
Right, there's nothing else, right? Like there's too much, like if you think of what was happening in Hanto's life at that point was very minuscule to the fact that to the whole once again drug board that was going on, right? It's like we all like, all right, Hanto, we gotta look. I understand, I feel for you, but boy, there's like a whole bigger thing that's going on right now, so we can't really right, we gotta get this over with. There's no time. Look, there's no time to go anymore in your tragic backstory. All right, just stop being racist, and that's it. We'll call it a day. Right? You learn your lessons, right? You went evil like 2 or 3 times now. Hopefully this will serve as a good reminder for you. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much Hanto's character. All right, we can all talk about our second the unexpected. Who ended up being one of the unexpected fan favorite character of the show.
Yeah, it turns out if you bring back an actor from another tokusatsu thing, and 2, make him a hot boy who wears dangly earrings and like. He turns into a jellyfish. Let's focus on what he looks like as a human.
Right? Look, he needs to have baggier pants, all right?
Yeah.
He has to hide all of his weird jellyfish tentacles, right? It's the only way for it to contain all those his jellyfish tentacles that are hanging around.
Yeah.
All right. It's Rakia. Hey man, what a good character, you know.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, and also one, just going right off of Hanto, a character that remembered his mission the entire time through, and never shut the fuck up about it.
He was dead.
To a borderline annoying degree.
Right? He knew what he was. He's like, I'm only here for my one thing. I'm just here to help you along as long as further my own goals. You know, like along the way, I'll learn random tidbits. Right? But don't think I'm gonna be pleased learning about these random tidbits.
Rakia has a real Inigo Montoya sort of like mentality of like, you killed my brother, prepare to die. Oh, you're not the one that killed my brother? Well, I guess you'll still die.
Yeah, we're already here at this point, so I might as well. Right? Yeah. Yeah. I like Rakia's character.
Yeah, I mean,
throughout the show,
especially because he shows up as the like most intimidating like Granute, like in terms
the most efficient, right?
Yeah, because again, his
I think
his
still
yeah.
pretty much remained the most efficient Granute.
Yeah, to the point that they kept that every other subsequent plan was basically that like that Stomach family or that Stomach Inc. I should say, tried to use, was essentially just copying his methodology en masse to a point where he's like, ooh, like Lakia, like the guilt that Lakia feels even after like he finds who his brother's mysterious killer is just him going, yeah, I probably shouldn't have shown them like the perfect way to do this, like, and like had them completely innovate their methodology.
I thought they had kind of figured this out. They've been doing this for like 30 years. I thought they already figured out a better method.
Yeah, it turns out they just never put this together, and I've now inadvertently led to them
maybe showing them chat GPT was probably a bad idea. You know.
You can write more prescriptions to opioids if you just like give them half of it now and half of them later, right? Like you don't have to. You just all you got to do is that. Oh shit! You're actually doing that? Oh fuck! Uh oh! I have supercharged the opioid epidemic.
Right, I think that was the good thing about right, because I think it was also about like how Lakia's like journey was also kind of like parallel to Shoma's journey.
Yeah,
right?
I mean he was also literally like again like an alien Granute brought to the human world, but now he's learning the values of the human society and everything. That fish out of water.
It turns out the humor has good stuff. The first beat rocks everywhere. Those idiots, they're leaving. How can they just leave all these?
They're walking on perfectly good food. How could they?
Right, this is amazing. He learned what a galleon was, and he was like, "Ooh, wait, hold on, wait. This is we don't have this in the Granute world, you know. Our weird classes does not allow for this weird expressionism, right? Oh wait, hold on, wait, I might like this. This might be my thing. You know, right? Hey, what's this anime called? Right? Why is she dressing up? Right?
Yeah.
Right? Oh, is that me?
I mean, no. First of all, he's going, what the fuck is an anime?
Right. Who is? What is it?
Whoa,
Gojo?
Yeah, Gojo and Marin. Yeah. Whoa. Hold on. My tentacles could be doing what now?
Yeah. Right. I like Lakia. I like his character. His character, right, was definitely a changed character by the end of it. I mean, I still was really annoyed by the weird fake out that they did, right? Just for them to show us like 5. I don't remember the exact, but like after I'm pretty sure it was like a 5 minute later, right? Oh no, he's still alive. He's still chilling.
He fell into the pit, but it was the pit made him land back.
But I guess he landed into a pit of foam, right?
Yeah,
or something. I guess that's good enough. I did not have to go to like that weird metaphysical reflection as I was falling. It turned out. All right.
Since we're bringing this up, I'm just.
I wonder if I still have the key to my old house, right? I wonder if I could just go back, you know, to that thing, to my old weird rackety cottage house or whatever I was living in before.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, Lakia is great. Who was a great character, right? He was definitely one of the most funnest character to watch in the show.
Yeah.
All right.
He grew in like the best way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's get to our main heroine of this. The only one that has an actual job and everything, and was paying the bill and fronting everything for
and
also
communicating the best with everyone.
Mm-hmm. Right. Sachika Amane. You know. Hey, look. Hey, look, and there's one thing I will give credit to Gavv for is that they committed to it, right? Right?
Yeah.
They got everyone rattled up, you know.
Yeah, they
right?
kept bouncing that bubble. They kept bouncing that bubble, and they said, "Fuck no, we're not doing that."
Oh boy, you want and like that bubble never burst. You know, over a year that bubble went strong. That was a very
the bubble never burst, and that goes to say that Sachika's bubble that she existed in as a competently written female character in Kamen Rider, that bubble also never burst because, good God, she, like, again, as both, like, as a character on paper, it was like, she's an energetic Genki Gyaru, and it's like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? What? And then it's like, oh, no, she's just, like, fashionable and, like, you know, positive. Like, she's optimistic. And, like, also sees the best in people and fucking, like, cuts through the bullshit of, like, people, like, being wishy-washy.
She has to be a dog. Be like, hey, look, I understand you guys are going to your weird breakup situation right now, right? Like, you don't want to, please. Hey, look, I got bills to pay. I got clients.
Listen,
right?
listen.
You are still hired. Right? I'm paying you, and I'm not paying for you to go to mope around, right?
Hanto, your whole thing that you're doing right now is actively causing my employee to be physically unwell. So I'm gonna need you to cut that shit out.
Right? Like I said, just because I am operating out the Helen Keller
ex Mitaka apartments,
right?
The living embodiment of
this is still a professional business setting by the end of the
ignore
day,
the fact that the color scheme here is I could politely describe as a kaleidoscope vomited on top of a building made out of babies' building blocks.
Right, or anything like that. Right, I appreciate Sachika for that. Like how her character, like that's the thing, right? Yeah, that's the thing. Hey, look, this is not me trying to not be progressive, all right? But I don't think we need every main female heroine to be a main. I don't know why people are so obsessed with making the main heroine of the season, right?
I mean,
she also has to be a character.
I think people. The problem is that like people conflate a character being a Kamen Rider with being, especially when it comes to like the women of Kamen Rider, if you become a Kamen Rider, well then they're definitely gonna like write you well, or like that makes them a good, like a narratively good character, and it's like we've already seen that from what's her face, the Sabella, Reika, you can include a female Kamen Rider pretty early on, and just be completely disappointed by that character's like degradation as this is a cool Kamen Rider character, and then it's like this is a bad female character. This is a poorly written female character. Like Sachika is like. Sachika did not need to become a Kamen Rider because she was a perfectly competently written like character from the get-go and all the way through.
I'm like, if even she like, it would add nothing to the story for her character. Like her character, firstly, fine. At most, like the only thing you'll get is just like more fight scenes, and that was it. And I was like, I don't think Sachika was perfectly fine.
Look,
being the man in the chair.
Yeah,
throughout for the boys.
And even when she does, even when there's the small moments where she does pick up her pink baseball bat with its bejeweledness, it's like, I think that part of the character there is to show that she would fight even if she doesn't have powers, because that actually, like, is more impressive.
Alright, shows more of her character and what she's willing to do.
Yeah.
You know? Right, she did that to say, like,
she doesn't need to become a Kamen Rider to fucking like stand up for her boys.
Right, I can help out the fight in other ways, you know. Yeah. Let's go on Twitter. Let's quickly hey look, I'll fight these Chinese Russian Twitter bots,
I don't care.
You know?
Yeah. They keep saying they're they're flaming you online. Oh, I'll fucking kill them. I'll kill them. How dare they say that my boy?
I can make as many alt account as I need. Okay.
I think that is an actual thing that happens in this, isn't it? Right? That she does make a bunch of alt accounts to help drum up support for the Kamen Riders.
Mm-hmm, to fight the misinformation, right? During the whole
that's
Shoma
that's fucking crazy when you think about it. Yeah, that I mean, she's like, again, it's just one of those things of like, yeah, I don't think that we can say enough about fucking Sachika. That's just like more than God. She's the fucking best.
Yeah, she's just overall a really well-written character. And she did right, and she did what she needed to do throughout the show in terms of support and everything, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk to our villains.
Hold on. We've got one more support. We've got one more supportive character that we can't forget. Never forget Uncle Dente.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Boy,
if Sachika is our man in the chair, Dente is our guy in the basement, building us new. He's our Q. He's the one that gives us new tools, and also, as far as Shoma is concerned, is the most reliable narrator on how the fuck shit happened. How did we get here?
Funny how a lot of exposition that had to become from Uncle Dente. It's like, oh yeah, hey, but you know this whole drug war? Yeah, I might have caused that by the way.
I was just fucking around in the lab,
it was a different time back then, you know?
Yeah,
right.
I also am the one that had to do surgery on you to stabilize your Gavv, because boy, when you came out, you were all fucked up and weird, man.
Right? That was never a thing that was done before, so we didn't know how that worked, so we just kept
you came out of your mom and you had this weird cord attached to you and stuff that you didn't just bite off with your second mouth.
That wasn't right, and it wasn't right. There was no weird stomach on you, like, oh boy.
I had to Google Granute Google really quick what a bris is and how I was supposed which one of these things I was supposed to snip and which one I was supposed to keep.
Right? Yeah. I said. I like Uncle Dente. Right?
Yeah. He's a
great character.
Again, another character that balances wacky and serious, where he's like, oh, he's this kooky old guy. I kind of started the drug epidemic. Oh, he makes us all he's the one who's at least on our side, able to make new tools and help us.
Really convenient he was here, because otherwise we would be fucked up. We would not.
Yeah, we would not have anything. And it's just but also he loves Human World snacks, and that's literally the only reason why he's a good guy now, is just because he goes, oh fuck it, I found out that as a Granu I didn't have to eat rocks, and I went, oh, this is way better than rocks.
Yeah, really helps out the teeth, right?
Once I realized that dark treats, that you could eat things that aren't rocks without making them out of humans, I went, oh man, I might have made some mistakes.
Yeah, should have thought about that. Should have thought about that 30, 40 years ago. When I first started this, right?
Yeah. Oh, sugarcane. Yeah. Sugarcane was the key to making treats, not broken down and repurposed human meat.
Yeah, remember that whole process. It turns out there was a more efficient way this entire time, right? Also, real quick, so it was explained. We didn't talk about this before, so it occurred to me now, right, that Uncle Dente went into the human world to find a human to turn to the first dark treat, right?
I mean, yeah, right? At some point, yeah.
Yeah, so that means he went to the human world. Boy, he just ignored all those rocks. I don't know if he decided to go out at 3 a.m. in the morning and he couldn't see anything. He's like, oh man, I can't see what the fuck's on the ground. I'm just gonna look for a tall living being and make do with that to convert. Once again, when you think about a lot of this stuff in the show could have been solved because, like I said, hey, there are too many fucking rocks on our planet, right? We
Yeah.
don't need all these rocks, all right? Right? Because it's already established that like the Granu taste palette is fucked up and weird, right? And so the point that right, I don't know what is what is the highest quality rock right in the Great Society? You know, like is it like stone? Is it like lime? Like at what point can we have just gotten like any like a rock that they have not been introduced yet and be like, hey, check this out, you know, right? And solve the exact and it probably would have done the exact same thing for stomach ache, you know, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Uncle Dete, great character. You know, really convenient. He was there. Otherwise, a lot of things would have gone downhill real quick. Good thing he decided not to escape. He decided not to escape to Argentina at any point.
And he he also was a great character in the fact that he always accepted the fact that, listen, I'm not running to Argentina. I'm gonna be upfront with literally every character that meets me. Yeah, look, I kind of started this whole thing. You can kill me. Any one of you has every right to murder me. Just let me protect my great-grandson or grandnephew, first. Let me get him going, and then you can kill me later. Just let me help him first, okay? I'm reformed. I'm trying to make amends, okay? The only way I can do that is by teaching the young to not make my mistakes.
Yeah, I'll tell. Hey, look, I'll tell. Hey, look, this is this used to be a symbol for peace, and we gotta repurpose it, made it into a bad symbol, and
yeah, we gotta rework some things. No more tiki torches, guys.
You know,
like right? Literally, we wouldn't have the Gochi pod, we wouldn't have the second Frastum gear, we wouldn't have especially after like the bitter Gavv shit, like fucking arc. Like, that's how we get Hanto getting out of... Like, he facilitates it with all three of our riders, like, helping them get, better and stuff. All the way up until he dies. You know, hey, he gets murdered. They took a real fuck you to the audience by joking that he... Like, pretending that he died... in one episode, and then immediately afterwards be like, joke's on you, he didn't die a peaceful death. No, he's going to die being murdered by his grandniece.
About who also turned to be a super big bitch, you know,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, he dies saying, I never liked you anyway, I always liked your little brother.
Right? All right. So I mean, if we're on the topic of Uncle, right? I feel like we actually tactically also mentioned Masaru, right?
Oh yeah, Masaru, a character who, like, from the very beginning, we're like, what's the deal with this guy? Why do we keep coming to him and not naming him? Like, just being like, hey, this is the candy shop guy.
Really weird recurring character. We're like 30 episodes into the show at this point. I don't think we have enough time to be introducing more recurring characters now. Like, this character there
better be some kind of payoff to this. And it's like,
better than the other theory I was reading online where people thought this was fucking one of, like, not Bocca, not the dad, Zom, where the fuck?
Yeah, the grandfathers.
Right, the great-grandfather. I was like, all right. This theory is pretty fucking now, but yeah. Look, like I said, Stomach, I'm not sure we got a good revelation, right?
Yeah,
look, like I said,
there needed to be something to kind of, again, going back to the dark undertones of Shoma, around the context of Shoma's origin. It's like, yeah, we did kind of need some answers about like who was this woman that was his mother, and you know, if this was the way that we had to find out, which is by going, yeah, so she definitely had a family. They definitely looked for her. Her parents definitely died in sadness trying to find their missing daughter. And now all that's left is this one man, and it's like, oh, shit, fuck. Yeah, that's what we've gotta, like, we gotta reckon with, is the fact that, yeah, no, pretty much, explicitly, Michiru, Inoue was, taken unwillingly from her family.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think Matsu was I think it was good. He did wrap up Shoma's mother story arc portion of the show, right? Because we were thinking about it. Man, this is really weird. Like she just disappeared. Like I don't know what the rate in Japan like how much of a missing person epidemic in Japan, because Japan has too many other epidemics that they're dealing
Yeah,
with.
they can't. They're not worried about missing people. They're worried about not enough people.
Right, so I think it was a good revelation. Also, kind of, I'm not sure I say it's a bad thing that he showed up after Dente died. You know,
Well, yeah, I
right?
mean,
So,
they waited until they had a slot open to include this character, right?
look, look, you know what they say, right? Everyone has two sets of every child has two sets of everything, right? You get two grandma and grandpa, right? So look, you get two uncles, you know, right?
Yeah.
Most of the time. But yeah. I think Masaru was unique dynamic, right, to the show. Like, it really helped resolve a lot of finishing up Shoma's weird mystery arc, right?
Yeah, yeah. Especially because it comes at a point where we've, I mean, literally the resolution of after Dente dying is after we resolve stuff for Rakia, right? So it's just like, it's good that all of our Kamen Rider boys who each have their own tragic backstory. Each of those tragic backstories are given some
proper
kind of
resolution.
Yeah, resolution to them.
Right. Yeah. Right. I just want to say about any other cast member or like non-villains we need to go over before.
I think let's jump into the big bad stomach family.
Boy, yeah, there's a lot of villains, right? There's
Yeah.
pretty much 3 antagonistic force within this show. Once again, going back to the whole production side of that thing, because it was revealed right in the production blog that originally the entire Stomach family was supposed to be killed off within the first half of the show.
Yeah,
right,
and then it was gonna just be killing different notorious families.
Yeah, right, and that Shoma and Hanto were gonna, I guess, take on the Granute Underworld, right? I was like,
yeah, I mean, I guess they kind of did, but instead it's the Granute Deep State with the president and his family.
Right, so you know, right? He did have what I said. Yeah. All right. Let's start with probably the weakest villain of the show, right?
Yeah.
Talk about Sugar, right?
Yeah, Suga, who is a villain, but also mostly a villain in the sense that is he's the mad scientist character, where it's just oh man, oh so evil, oh
right, and he was pretty much only just there as a villain for Hanto,
right,
and nothing else. He fought Shoma and them, but he was really just there. Oh no.
Yeah,
no,
at
wait,
the beginning, he is just at the beginning he's just a fucking support character, right? But then he just giving he's the reason why we get Valen and why Hanto becomes a Kamen Rider. But it's just by the time we get to the big reveal that, oh my god, he's actually not doing this with the best intention, and
right.
also
he's been in cahoots with Nyelv this entire time, which I was like, okay.
Oh man, he's the one that ordered the hit on Hanto's mentor. Oh man, wow. But yeah, I mean, he's an asshole. He just does stuff for for the purpose of his quote-unquote science. I will say that the thing that is probably going to nag at me the most is just the way that they presented him was oh yeah, he's doing this because he's trying to make the ultimate life form or whatever, blah blah blah. But then there's just the weird pseudo familial relationship he has with the Dark Shomas, And then, like, there's a fucking reveal at when Rakia blows up the lab that there's, like, some photo of, like, of his family that he lost that we'll never know about. And it's just like, I don't really need to get an answer to that, but I wish they hadn't brought up that fucking question.
Like his whole explanation of why he was building the ultimate life form to begin with. I thought it was just a crazy mad science.
Yeah,
I don't even think
I could have just, I could have just had
to humanize him for us to understand. Like, right? Yeah. Like, I was not a fan of that. Like, I just, you're just evil, right? We don't need to. Well, we don't have to explain, his tragic, he doesn't need to have like a tragic origin story, like how he got onto his dark path. Right? Like why did he decide to be a guy that wanted to build, right? Kidnap, like orchestrate like this 10-year plan, I guess.
I think it's longer than that, honestly.
Yeah, look, like his whole big Grandmaster scheme. But Suga was very weird. He only served as a villain for Hanto, and then after he died, that kind of like ruined Hanto's character, right? Because then Hanto didn't have like his own big rival, quote unquote, to deal with for the rest of the show.
Yeah, it's what's crazy is the amount of time that we got Suga as a dedicated villain and like threat to the others. We spent most of that time like with him just making the bitter Gavs on the side and giving Hanto the bad chocolate. But like he once he becomes Bake, he's just like he gets one moment where he's like, oh, this is pretty intimidating. And then immediately afterwards, fucking murdered. And then we bring him back again, inexplicably, when we get to, like, Nyelv's arc. And he is brought back, is a little bit intimidating for an episode, and then immediately murdered again. He just keeps popping up.
Zombie, so he's not even like a real intimidating threat. Right? Right, there's like no weird brain fusion that comes around. He's like he's just there. Like, he honestly doesn't even need to be there if you think about it.
Yeah,
right. But he
does unfortunately give us the one true threat, which is the ever intimidating Bake Magnum. Remember, kids, guns aren't cool. If you see an old man scientist building a gun, best believe that gun is never gonna fucking leave.
Look, man, they really were hoping this Bake Magnum was gonna be the greatest thing. Ever, right? Yeah. Right. Right. So I don't know if you saw this. So I think the Bake Magnum was like P Bandai exclusive, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Yeah.
Right, and then they ended up announcing a second wave for it. I was like, boy, I don't think this toy needs a second wave. Right? I feel like there's no way this thing was sold. Right? Oh wait, hold on, wait. According to this, it was not a P Bandai exclusive.
Okay.
The Bake Magnum. They ended up re-releasing it as a P Bandai exclusive.
What was the P Bandai version?
It was just it. There was just the original Bake Magnum. They just say, "Oh no!" But now it's P Bandai only. I think they had a lot of stock.
That's definitely That's definitely the feeling of, oops, we definitely made a fucking
Right? There's not even like a prop, like the memorial, whatever the fuck the CSM, whatever the fuck. No, this is just a regular retail release, but now it's only being sold to P-Man. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, we made a mistake in thinking that this would be something that people needed to get their hands on in regular purchase. It turns out they absolutely did not give a shit.
Yeah, boy. Alright, sure, well, why not? But yeah, like I said, I think Suga as an antagonist for it was interesting, but I think it was really unneeded, right? Because Hanto already had his own problems he was dealing with, and he did not need this other, right? He did not need to deteriorate from his character story, just for this guy to show up, Right, we didn't need everything in the show to be like, oh no, but like you thought it was just like a random chance of coincidence, you know? But no, this was all orchestrated. This was. Look. Hey, look. You know what they say? Who watches the Watchmen? You know?
Yeah.
Right. Who's operating? Who's behind? Like who is the shadow behind the shadow? You know?
Right.
But yeah. I think Sugar was very late. He had like some potential early on, right? I thought he was gonna be like a weird like human ally who's like, who's investigating this stuff, but it just turns out for him to be evil. I was like, all right, I guess this is where we're leading with him.
Yeah.
You know, sure, why not? Yeah. All right, I don't have much to say more about Sugar. All right, before we get to the main family, you know, right? I mean, there's another family we had to talk about that ended up being the show and that we had to exist, right? Listen, I don't know. Go back to production. I don't know if like this is definitely a production thing, and they were definitely stalling when they realized that they could not kill off all the family member, right? So like, oh boy, we need a filler family to make as a threat, you know, right? But then it ended up being like this family is just a way bigger threat to the point where our villain family was just where it's pretty much relegated to background cast. Right, we got to the one and only president of the Grand Society, you know.
Yeah.
The Jaldak. Jaldak? Is that what it is?
Jaldak, I guess. It's weird
yeah,
because
sure, right?
this is a thing where not only are they trying, I mean, with all of the villains, they're trying to do a play on various words for like mouth and tongue, but then you get the made up fucking Granute last names too, so it's like sure, Bocca, Jabalabadak.
Right? Yeah. Like I said, this is definitely a byproduct of the show having to be written. They didn't know what to do, right? Right? Because like the whole crux of like the Granute world structure, right, is that power is like only those at the power are at the top, and now you gotta move up in the power. But does that help that we barely know anything about the Granute society, right? And as far as we were aware, right, I mean, even though we were just aware like that only Stomach Inc. had access to the Dark Tree. Right,
yeah.
And like there wasn't like some weird like offbeat competitor releasing their own shitty bootleg Dark Tree, right? As far as we're concerned, the Stomach family was already pretty high up on the society chain.
The only way to put somebody to create, I mean, because so much of at least what we get from Lango's motivation is trying to raise the family reputation even higher. We had to create some kind of semblance of what that higher tier of society was.
Right, but the point doesn't really work, right? Because the Stomach was not like they weren't trying to get into politics, right? They're just like, fuck it, I'm just trying to run a business over here.
Yeah,
you know?
But then it just becomes, it's the president. The president is the ultimate. It goes all the way to the top. Oh, the corruption. Oh. It's the deep state.
It just felt very weird, right? Like Lango's like yeah, we gotta get Stomach Inc. into politics, all of a sudden, right? Even though that's not our thing, right? We're a bunch of fucking candy makers.
Yeah, I just wanted us to make oodles of cash. I didn't need us to like fucking rule the world, like.
Right, I thought it's just right. So like I said, right. It's not like there was like a rival candy maker. Right?
No, and it's not like at any point like there was something with the stomachs where it's like, oh man, we're dealing with too much regulation with our fucking our drug prices.
No one was going after them. Yeah, not. Right,
yeah, there was no Granute that was like actually like, despite the president being the president, he had no fucking clue until Lizel shows up with Jiip that there's these things called dark treats going around.
Mm-hmm. It just felt really weird how Lizel and Bocca would just ended up being in the show, right? I think they were just like I said, they were a threat, but they were not like a main threat to the show, right?
Yeah.
Right. He only existed because the show just wrote him in.
Yeah.
Right, and he just he was not this overall antagonizing threat to the main cast. Right, he was just really, him and Lizel were just really there. Right, so that's pretty much how I feel about Bocca. Lizel was very weird as a character for me. Right, go back to how the whole show's production cast what's going on. So Lizel showed up, right? Because what's that? That's when we get to when we get to Jiip, we'll get to Jiip. But Lizel was just a character who was just pretty much like a middleman for any. I want to say it's the best way to describe her for the audience. Like, she's just there to introduce Jiip or introduce Bocca to this whole weird. By the way, did you know about this fucking drug? This candy company that's releasing addictive substance within our granular society. So that was her thing. But then her entire thing in the show, was only just for Jiip, and she didn't really do much. She was just most of the time she was just a background character, and she was more like a supporting. She was pretty much exists as a supporting character for Jiip's story, which we'll get to Jiip's story when we get. But she did not really do anything as right. Her and her dad Bocca didn't really do anything relevant enough as far as I was concerned. Other than just being, oh boy, we're big, bad, and evil. We're the president. We gotta get rid of the president now, and deal with all this stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about Lizel. I don't think there's any other tidbits as far as.
I think the only thing that could have been done to make Lizel more of a, I guess, substantial character would be if she had her own butler agents that she did. She doesn't do literally everything that she does is just either getting Jiip to do something or getting her father to do something. It isn't until the very end that she does anything remotely close to be an active role in the series. She fucks around a little bit and oh, okay, she's a crazy little kid that gets people killed. But other than that, she isn't threatening in her own right. She's only threatening in the fact that she is really in her relation to other characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, as I said, I think she just existed, right? Her and Bocca by the end of it, Right. All right. I think we.
That's the Jaldax.
About these. All right, let's get to our main family of the show. Our main. All right. There are 5 of them, right? I don't know how you want to approach this.
We're just.
Right.
I think the best way is to just go in order of runtime, which is directly between how long they're on screen up until the point they die, because literally the entire family fucking dies.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm amazed that one of them. I mean, technically, one of them does, right? Wanted to be quote unquote redeemed, the one who was only there, right? He was who didn't want to be involved in any shit, ended up dying. I was oh man, yeah. I feel if any of them, one of the damn should have. But all right, let's just go with it. Like I said, this goes to the whole retooling of the show, right? And how they had to change the course direction. So, right, that was the thing that we started, right? When the stuff how we were gonna bet what was the kill order for these characters,
kill
right?
order and when we would get them killed, it was just completely off. Because the amount
look, man.
We killed Sheeta in episode 14 when we get the
and we're all right, that seems like a good pace.
All right, so we'll kill the next one a little bit after
in the mid-20s.
Yeah, no, we don't kill the next one, which is fucking Glotta. Well, I mean, technically, right, there is we get the fight between Lango and Shoma, where he dies in episode 36. but we don't get. But because he comes back, the next like stomach to actually truly die is Glotta. So that's episode 40, which means between episode 14 and episode 40, there's that's 26 episodes that we go before we get to the next true actual death of a stomach family member.
Right? Yeah. So all right. So let's start off right with Sheeta. Like I said, I was not a fan of the twins. Right? Their character were really badly written. Right? Their entire thing was that they were doing just the stupid twin gimmick. Like, oh boy, we're twins. You know?
Yeah, we dress in each other's clothing, and we talk at the same time, and blah blah blah. We can't
finish our sentences.
We can't stand to be separated from each other. No, don't separate us, big brother. We must be together.
Right, yeah. I said they were just pretty much spoiled kids, right? And if you think about it, a lot of their problems were pretty much inflicted on themselves, right? Because if you looked at the show, Lango might be a bad guy, but he was a reasonable bad guy. He said,
he was a competent. You can say what you want about the SACKLER family, which is a lot, but they're very good at being bad, like at managing their fucking crime syndicate family, right? Of fucking. And
Lango was like, "Hey, look, you guys are not performing well. You know, yeah. I have to let you guys go. Look, you can still live in the mansion,
and you can still be useful if you go and marry into some kind of wealthy, influential family, which in the end it does wind up happening for Jiip. It's just so it turns out that Sheeta might have actually been holding Jiip back in terms of finding his true potential, maybe.
Right. Like I said, Sheeta character was pretty much not right. It doesn't help that every time we saw Sheeta later,
it was just as a ghost. Was as a ghost.
That's the thing, right? I'm not sure if just her actual. Like I said, we don't know anything about Granyu religion or anything like that, so I don't know if this is her actual ghost from Granyu purgatory.
I think it's really just Jeep's,
or this is
it's just Jeep's fucking it's just Jeep's fucking hallucinations because he's fucking insane.
Right, so I'm not sure what we're supposed to infer from her. All her ghost appears. All right, so is this actually her ghost coming out, or is this Jiip just weird? He doing his weird little bit. I don't get it. Right, but Sheeta. I said disposable, right? Because that's what she was, right? I said she got killed off way too early before they figured out what direction they were going to show it. If they figured out what direction, I guess she probably would have ended up living way longer,
Yeah.
Right.
But hey, I mean, Sheeta died so that Glotta could die because only the fact that between Sheeta being the first death, and it's okay, one of the two girls died, but it was one of the weakest characters of the family, and then Glotta, who has, so much build up as an antagonist and is actively the most aggressive of the Stomach family, is the next one to die, and it's just and then she's actually dead, and then her death reveals that Lango didn't die, and we just wind up ending the series basically with just all the brothers fighting against each other is basically how it ends, is okay. This is a show that's mostly marketed to boys, so we gotta kill those girls off.
Look, we don't need them, they'll just ruin the vibes,
Yeah,
right?
Even though Glotta's vibe was very much, step on me, mommy, oh good god, she's hot, and she has a scythe, and she's angry.
Yeah, boy, speaking of scythes, right, is a big, sharp-bladed object.
Yeah,
right?
She really is, Glotta really was, the Occam's razor character, the Obito effect of, overthinking stuff and going, well, that's too obvious. There's no way that it. No,
hindsight is 20/20. Yeah,
right? No, it's the hey, Rakia. The enemy was staring in front of you, literally in some cases the entire time. You actively were in front of this person before, and they're just this is she. Hey, the one with the big the Stomach family member that with a big fucking blade. And is in terms of production management, she's the enforcer.
Yeah, and the one that is in charge of managing all the
making sure that no, Jiip and Siita were
production.
Jiip and Siita were in terms of procurement. She was in charge of production, like managing the warehouse. But she also just was also in charge of cutting any loose ties. Making sure that there's nothing was slipping out and cutting nipping anything in the bud.
About it, right? Like within the Stomach family, right? Like 4 out of 5 of us were using bladed weapons. So look, right? So it could have been any of the other Stomach family with a bladed weapon, right? If you think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I said Glotta's character was pretty much there throughout the show, right? She didn't really have any actual meaning other than just to be big spooky golf dummy mommy or whatever, right? Like the only good thing, the best thing was with the episode when she called Uncle Dente and Uncle Dente just calls her a fucking bitch. And an unlikable character was pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah, again, in her final moments, she got called out by her uncle for being a massive bitch and bullying her younger her younger brother and stuff, and being just not good for the family, and just basically going, yeah, I always liked your little brother more. Hey, fuck you. You gotta have a toxic personality. I see that you have that scythe pointed at me. I'm still gonna flip you the double bird and just go out like a boss.
Look, I might be dead, but I'm winning. I'm winning this argument.
Yeah. If you kill me, my argument will come back even stronger.
Right, but it said I was not Glotta did not have her own big story arc throughout the show, right? It's because like I said, she ended up surviving up to episode 40. Right? She. We don't really find much to her character other than the fact that it's she didn't want to be alone, but the problem is that is never expressed throughout the show. Right? Her entire we found her big entire character revolution. She does not want to be alone, right? In terms of a familial setting, but it does not help when she says, yeah, by the way, Jiip's gone. It's not like she was acting trying to be the good sister.
Nobody. She did not go looking for Jiip. She went, God damn it!
Right, she was not worrying him
I have to do Sheep's work.
Here's this week's rent payment for you, or anything like that, right? For a character who's entirely I want to be with my family. I don't want to be alone. Boy, look, after Siita died, she was yep, she died. Jiip.
Yeah.
Good question. Right, but hey, look, I got 2 brothers, I got 2 siblings that I still live with, so so I guess that it balances out, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever. But I said Glotta's character was very weak, in my opinion, right? Because we don't find her her character entire pathos is not found out till the episode or the second to last episode she dies, and we find out what's her reasoning for all this stuff. And I was oh. And it's never hinted, and it's never hinted, it's never showcased, right? And then we just find out her things, and then we gotta make her, like I said, that's one of the weird things with Gavv and its villains, right? Is that we don't find out their motivation till the last minute, and then all of a sudden we have to feel for them.
And then they're fucking dead.
And we're we can't think on. Yep, look, they died. I gotta move on. Next one. Like I said, does that help? We're in the last 10 episodes of the show.
Yeah,
and
again, but. Even if we were to consider the point where they kill Lango, that's still episode 36. So we're in the final 14 episodes. But when we get to episode 40 and Glotta dies, and then we bring Lango back, we have to resolve our issues with the remaining Stomach family and Bocca and the Jaldaks in the final 10 episodes, and just kind of speedrun this shit.
Right. But that's Glotta. All right.
Then we go on to Nyelv,
who is probably the most reasonable member of the Stomach family.
The one member of the Stomach family that we find out actually didn't really give as much of a shit about the Stomach, about the family business. He just wanted to fucking he didn't care what the business was. He just wanted it to be. He's I just want to be successful, which is I am R&D. I'm the science one, but like I could give less of a shit if we never kidnapped another human. I really don't care.
Right? Hey, did you know there's rocks in the humor that they just lay around? Right?
Yeah.
There's like a whole fucking canyon full of them on this other.
I could do fucking I could be doing anything else other than this. I'd rather be in my lab
Right?
playing...
Like the whole human, right? Even though the whole is just really more of a tedious work because we have to send agents to
and
the
then we have to process them and like refine them into this fucking jelly.
Like I have to go to like the other half part of the company and go stand in front of this green screen and record a stupid fucking presentation video.
Yeah, I'd rather just send out my agents and have them run and grab rocks from the fucking river and then bring them back to me. That was my pitch, but nobody listened to me because I'm the little nerd boy.
Yeah, look, I'm the one that has to wear glasses, you know, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was like the most interesting, right? Because we found out he like wasn't like evil, right? He just like I was like, hey, look.
Yeah,
By
he
the
was
end of
playing
it-
on his own team. That way, he always comes out on top. Oops. Turns out he comes out exploded.
Look, there are a bunch of him on tops of each other, you know, right? All his little bits are floating around. Yeah, I like the Everest character. I think he was great. Right, he's probably like one of like the more interesting members. Definitely the more interesting member of the Stomach family. Right, with his reasoning of why he was doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like his character.
Yeah,
his character was great
he was
for
a
that
surprise. He was a surprise, like, interesting character just because of the fact that, like, it's revealed that, like, hey, all of the, like, sort of plot points that didn't make sense of, like, how Shoma was able to escape and make it to the human world and, like, why the Granutes were kind of just coming in bit by bit and Nyelv never really, like, did anything with Suga's research until after Shoma had, like, already killed him and, like, done all this stuff, was him just going, yeah, I wanted to let you cook. I wanted to see how this worked out, because, like, you can make things work out for both of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like, but I always was him to be like the most reasonable one to survive to the end. I was like, oh yeah. And look, I like the other family members. He's not the one that was technically evil in like the traditional like villainous, right? I mean, he's still like he was still part of the empire of the drug. And he was like, look, hey, we can reform. You know, look, it's like what Tony Stark says. Hey, Stark Industry done with making arms. Weapon manufacturers, you know, we're getting out of the weapons trade, all right?
Yeah,
you know, Jeff Bridges. I would not be stopped by Jeff Bridges, you know, right?
Yeah, as of 3 minutes ago, we are done with doing this.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that was like the most interesting of the whole Stomach family by the end of it, right?
Yeah,
because at least his goal was like at least fundamentally different enough compared to everyone else who were all just working towards that. Hey, we gotta get Stomach family up on this weird. Once again, still don't understand the food, like the whole hierarchy food chain within the grand. I still don't understand how far up or how far down, right? The Stomach family, Stomach Inc., right?
Yeah.
I don't, but that's the thing that they say about the rich. You know, the rich are supposed to get richer, I guess, right? You know, like even though they're rich and they already have, like, listen, they have dominate. They're the only one with the stomach with the dark traits, you know, but I guess they wanted more. You know, they can't get enough. You know, look, the rich just keep wanting more while keeping the rest of the world down, the class society down. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yeah, I think that's it for Nyelv. All right. Jiip. All right. Let's talk about a character that did not need to survive for as long within this show. Right. I fucking hated Jiip. Jiip's character
Jiip was the weirdest.
So bad.
The weirdest character of.
I wasn't sure what they were going. Like, I thought they were doing a reverse Shoma arc for him, right? Like, it was like this reverse path, right? Like if Shoma represents, right, what could happen, you know, right? Jiip is like would be the opposite, would be the reverse of him, but no, that's not what ended up going with Jiip. He just was just there, you know, like he was never like outside of him introducing Lizel to the and Bocca. Right, he was never any. They're like his whole entire right after Sheena dies, like it was revenge. Right, revenge against Lango.
But he just kind of like spirals out. Like the most important thing that Jiip did as a villain like character is that he brings the Jaldaks into the picture, which again, proving that like Jiip and also I guess to some extent Cheetah, but really Jiip didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Jiip is kind of more the reason why the whole family falls apart and dies than like almost like Shoma to an extent, because it's just like, yeah, Shoma killed them, but you kept poking the like hornet's nest until the hornets fucking came out and stung you all to death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said that was my biggest problem with Jeep's character. I hated his character. Like he wasn't like everything he did. He was just being passive in that back. He was just like letting like he wasn't like even scheming. Like, oh yeah, I'm playing 5D chess. If I just let everyone kill each other, I can somehow come up on top. And then we find out that he just also hated. Right, it didn't help that that like him coming up on that means that he would then have to be literally on top and then have to deal with all this stuff, you know, right? Like he did not realize that hey, it turns out that when you're the president, that's just not a fisher's title that they give you. You actually have to start attending meetings and filling out paperwork and start meeting with clients and investor every pretty much every hour and every day for the rest of your life. All right,
yeah.
That's not, you know, like if you want to be a president. Out you, it's not just some made up thing that
CEOs really need to like actually have to like do work as much as we don't really think of them as that. Also, I just want to point out, just as an aside, I heard a recent story that apparently the security guard business is booming right now because it was only a year, a little less than a year ago that CEOs started going bye-bye on the streets. Mm-hmm. And boy, Jiip absolutely would be one of those little bitches that would go, oh fuck, I need security. I know that I'm I know that I'm like the weakest fucking of my family that all is like supposed to be pretty intimidating. Someone could come and get me with the bake magnum on the street. No, stay away, Luigi. Stay away.
But yeah, I hated Jeep's character. Jeep's character was just added nothing. Like I said, like he's like I said, I'm not sure they were just trying to delay the story. Like, oh god, we gotta fill in space, you know, right? But I feel like you could also just cut out every Jeep's. Like after Jiip introduced Lizel and have the whole company takeover, right, of Bocca, right? I think at that point you could pretty much just write him out, like cut out everything, and like nothing would narratively change. I mean, like the only thing right he did majorly was having Lango fight Shoma, but like the show's natural progression,
again was him actively just like trying to push his family into destruction. Like he just keeps like self-destructing the family. Even though, like, if he had just let it happen naturally, they would have fought eventually. But he's not thinking at all in, like, the larger picture. He's just thinking in the immediate of, like, if I just, like, push my one brother in front of the other brother, I can watch them fight, and then everything will work out for me, because somebody will die. And then I guess,
yeah?
But, like, you didn't... Did you plan out, like, what's gonna happen afterwards? Because, like, if
like
he
they
dies...
both die, then what? You know?
Yeah,
you got your revenge.
What if they don't die and they just go...
Right, because then I'm pretty sure afterwards, let's say hypothetically, Shoma and Longo ended up killing her in that fight, right? I'm pretty sure then the power of transfer just goes to Nyelv, right? As the next oldest, and then he has control of the company.
And also, if fucking... Well, it's not even that. If Lango dies, it would still be the Jaldak family in charge. You'd just be taking away resources that you had for, like... Again, like, you put Lango on procurement, and then you went, haha, now that he's in procurement, he has to find out what it's like to be beaten by Shoma. Oh, what do you mean? Oh, fuck, Shoma killed him. Oh, fuck, shit, we need a new procurement guy. What do you mean we don't have another procurement guy? Oh, fuck, I killed our only procurement guy?
Mm-hmm. Right, if his big plan was just like live out lavishly afterwards, like he already kind of did that by getting into the president's daughter.
Once he married the president's daughter, like he could have just like stopped there. He didn't need to fucking like
plan like this weird corporate takeover.
Yeah,
you know,
it was just solely out of like pettiness because he wanted to fucking like stick it to his other siblings. and it just turned out that he just got all of them killed and then himself.
Yeah. All right. I don't think I have anything else to say about Jiip. I just said I hate his character. I didn't think his character was just a big waste. Like I said, if they made like having him go like this weird parallel journey of Shoma, I think it probably would have been more interesting because they kept trying to hype him up right throughout the show. Which after he became the new bitter Gavv user, and then he kind of did nothing. They went nowhere. Like he didn't get like a new form.
Gavv, even as the bitter Gavv, he wasn't even like the most like when he initially shows up. Okay, he's.
But that was kind of more of a technicality that the fact that they were not expecting it, right? Because after that, they saw through his tricks.
Right. He is not, even though he is a problem for, like, any one of the Kamen Riders, like, by the time we eventually get to him, like, being a truly direct threat and fighting someone on... We're not counting his fight against Rakia as him, like, getting a dub, because... Like, he fought Rakia.
It was more of a technology. It was just him jump scaring everyone. Like, oh, by the way, I can become a better guy. And everyone like, oh man.
But literally, by the time that we actually have a direct confrontation with him, Hanto is the one that kills him, and he kills him in the process of fighting both Jiip and Lizel. So it's like you were nothing. You were nothing to me, and you stuck around for far too fucking long.
Mm-hmm. Right. But yeah, that's Jeep's character, you know. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap up the Stomach family with the last one, you know, the one that ended up surviving to the end, you know.
Yeah,
the one who knew, right? The one who was playing 5D chess. Yeah. He knew what was going on. This was all part of his grandmaster plan.
What do you mean? Know? What do you mean? Longo, brother Longo doesn't know. No, Longo knows all of it. He planned this whole thing out. He played everyone. Ha.
It was all part of his Lango Stomach's master plan, and it not due for any, and it had nothing to do to the fact that the actor for him is actually a famous actor, and probably was doing other film production role, and so that way they couldn't get him on set like 90% of the time until the last few episodes, right?
Yeah. Hey, Longo as a villain is like pretty. Look. The fact that he just kind of lets the Jaldak family, once he realizes that he can just let the Jaldaks, like, go ahead and then, like, he'll wait for them to, like, make the infrastructure of, like, this whole big plan and whatever, and then he's like, yeah, I'll team up with you guys, just so that we can kill him, and then I take his spot. Yeah, I'll absolutely betray you. Fuck you. I didn't say shit. You don't have a... I didn't sign anything. I didn't sign a fucking legal document. Joke's on you. You don't know business.
Yeah, I said, Longo as a big villain was pretty lackluster, right? Like outside of him just like not liking Shoma, right? I mean, but I guess that's more than enough reason for him to, right? But
yeah.
Like, right? You know what they say? Pettiness is a great villain motivation, you know, right? Some of the greatest villains are just purely motivated by pettiness and spite, you know, like some villains are just great haters, you know.
Yeah.
Right, but I said, I think Longo as the big bad, like even this as the big bad was kind of very weak, right? Like he just hated Shoma and that was it, you know.
Yeah,
right?
He hated Shoma, but he also was the only one actively trying to bring the family up, but all that wound up doing is just have him, just be, on the sidelines for 90% of the show, and then when he's brought in, it's like, okay, he's strong, and then it's like, okay, and then he lost, and then we brought him back, and it's like, okay, he's strong again, oh, he's deceiving us, oh, man. And then, because it's the last 3 episodes or whatever, we gotta beat him, immediately.
Yeah.
That being said, we are luckily spared the Reiwa curse of final enemy is Kamen Rider, with Lango Stomach.
He could have look, they really got us when he held that baked magnum in his hand, like,
the chain of the cycle of Kamen Rider, bad guy is Kamen Rider, but bad. in Reiwa has been broken.
Look, we could have had Kamen Rider Lango. You know,
Kamen Rider Stomach.
Right, it was there. It was like I said. I said it did not help that the whole big Magnum thing was like this big plot device. I was like, all right,
yeah, they just
boy, I would really hate it. I would really just fucking hate it if everything was leading up to like the Bake Magnum being like the ultimate plot device, right? Like all that's like whoever
it also doesn't hurt that the Bake Magnum I think is broken multiple times throughout it, and they just keep bringing it back when they've just destroyed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. But yeah, look, I appreciate that Lango was like kaijin, right, for the final villain, and not some big, and not some weird Kamen Rider guy, right? I appreciate that, but like I said, I think just him not being proactive enough in the show's as a show's villain was very weird, right? Like we're supposed to try like this big bad, right? But like he was just like I said, did not help the fact that the actor was probably like offset 90% of the filming until the last few episodes when they got him back.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, hey, you guys have fun with your little kid show. I gotta go kiss girls.
Look, hey, I got 3 other siblings that can act in my place to do some. Hey, kill them all first. You know, I mean, technically we did. That does happen. We do kill the other siblings first. You know, before we get to him. But like even then, it's like it's very. He was a kind of like I was like I mean his ideals were there of like how his ideal was going, like how him and Shoma both had like want different ideals. But once again, it did not help the fact that look. Just move to rocks. Like I said, look, I think show was probably pretty reasonable. Like, hey, stop kidnapping humans, right? You already have a monopoly within the Granute Society, right? And we have a bunch of fucking rocks, you know, right? Like I said, we got stone rocks, we got wet rocks, you know, right? Have you ever had a smooth rock? Because as far as I was aware of, there was like no riverside, riverbed in the stomach. In the Gradient Society, so I don't know if they have like smooth rocks, you know. But yeah, you ever had all the rocks you guys eat are like these weird, hard, chunky things. But hey, have you ever had a rock that over the course of millions of years that got wetted, that got sanded down and smooth by the river flow? You know, this has a literal flavor profile to it, you know, right?
Have you ever had a rock that's made from a burning mountain? Yes, we call those volcanic igneous rocks. That's the spicy rock.
It's like that. Show was just like a crazy reason. Like I thought the show was like, hey, just stop kidnapping you. Like, you can have all the rocks, all you want. Like said, you just have the rock train over.
Fucking. I don't. If you want to go, have you ever had? Do you think they'd go crazy? Do you think they would eat coal? Because coal is technically a rock, right?
Yeah. Right, but like that's but wasn't Rakia a coal, or was he just like a regular?
No, he was just like a miner, which I guess in the Granute world is the equivalent of being a farmer.
I guess, yeah. Right? We never see any like fireplaces production, so maybe.
Okay, Google
right?
AI okay. The British Geological Survey is saying that coal is a sedimentary rock made up of organic carbon. So they can now maybe the problem was that they tried to.
Okay, look. By the way, PSA: do not Google best rock. Gives you the wrong results.
Oh well, I know what the best rock is. There's a whole draft about it on another podcast. It's as I understand it, the best rock is crack.
Yeah. All right, there you go. But yeah, like I said, I think Lango's, like I said, was just like a really underwhelming villain, right?
Yeah.
Like his only pathos, like ideals against Shoma was the fact that he just like wanted to like it wasn't even really tied to Shoma, like I mean like he hated Shoma obviously, right? Because of his dad, like thought like hey if you get a human that just proves you're gonna be weak.
How dare father bring this dirty half breed into our family?
Mm-hmm. Right, but his main character pathos was like, hey, I gotta get this company up, you know.
Yeah, we're
right?
in the red. I gotta raise this
while
up.
Shoma was in the way, he was like in the way, like preventing from getting the human presses or whatever. But it wasn't like a real actual conflict.
Yeah,
of him.
Even when it came to like having Sheeta and Jiip attack him, it was mostly in the process of like yeah, hey, if you don't get those numbers up, you're gonna fucking get out of this family. So go kill, like, stop playing around with your with our half brother, and fucking get me my fucking humans.
Yeah, but we need to get our production number. We need to get the quarter numbers up. Right? You guys don't understand. You guys don't know what I'm talking about, right? But look, we just need numbers to go up. Right?
Yeah.
Like if you think about like Bocca was pretty much more of an antagonistic villain, right? In terms of for Lango, if anything, as compared to Shoma, right? And I feel like I said, listen, I don't know how the Gradient Society was it. That's one of the things, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if if you killed the president, you become the president in this world,
yeah.
right? And that's. I'm not sure if this is like a Afro samurai
can you do a military coup, sort of thing?
Right, right. But I feel like as soon as they killed off the president, right? I feel like Lango was at the top at that point because then you just go back to the Great Society and be like, hey, I killed the president. I'm your president now. I'm at the top of the food chain of our power hierarchy structure.
There's no need for him to go back and do the whole Stomach family dark treats.
Right, he does not have to make any more dark treats at this point.
He just loves his job, and when you love your job, you never work a day in your life. I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. All right. Yeah. There you go, Lango. Sure, why not? All right. Anything else? Yeah, you want to finish up with any villains, Lango?
I think that's it.
All right, that's all we got. All right. We got there's a few more talking points, and whenever we'll be done. All right. Forms. I appreciate the show's creativity with the forms with the snack. When I first heard the show was gonna be a snack, right? Bite. All right, like snack. I was like, all right. Well, what the fuck are they gonna do? This is really. I do appreciate the creativity, right? I think Chokudan, the chocolate bar being made to guys one of the most creative shit ever. Right? Like, oh man, that's pretty good.
That was a real making a cowboy gun shooter chocolate guy. That was pretty inspired.
Right, like a chip as a samurai. All right, you got me there.
Sword?
All right, having the chip as the layer of a samurai armor. All right, you're kind of cooking with that one.
Right,
all right.
The base gummy form being bouncy and stuff. That's one thing, and then we get to Fuamelo, Malo, and Vrukan, which were definitely two forms that were made separately, and people came to the table of presenting their ideas, and then they looked at each other and went, shit, we made the same thing, but different.
Yeah, I did. I think Fuamelo is definitely the weakest, right?
It is.
It did not help that after Shoma uses it, he only used it 3 other times for the rest of the show, and then the last time we actually, technically not the last time, but the second to last time, he just used it to make clouds. I was all right, oh, okay,
right. It
sure.
is. I guess it is both. Once we got to Vrukan, we quickly abandoned Fuamelo as a bulky defensive form because it's not. It fucking sucks. But it is. It becomes this by technicality flying form, which it's not. He just Mary Poppins around on fucking clouds.
That's good enough. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they definitely could have done something more with full measure, but they're fuck it.
Yeah, but
don't worry. Here's the thing, right? They did not have to focus on form if they just realized, look, the Gochizo will just sell themselves, all right? The forms at this point are irrelevant.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah,
I think I have way more Gochizo than forms. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I said, hey, look, I don't know how they do it, right? How every penultimate final form, right, end up just looking kind of better than the actual final form. Boy, man,
the Cake King could have been the last thing, and it honestly, narratively, made the most sense because it was the form that gave Shoma the ability to make his own actual agent form of not Gochizo, but the Whipple soldiers are similar to his siblings.
And it also it was the only one that was by the end of it was the only permanent permanent Gochizo that did not have to die, so we never had to like narrate. Right? I think they debuted K-Kage way too early, and like, we kind of wrote ourselves into a corner with this one.
Yeah,
this thing does not die.
Yeah,
right?
Let's okay. It's like, well, we made Blizzard Sorbet, which, in my opinion, of a very very cool form. Like again,
right? I just like I said, I think the only thing I hate about this is just like the weird texture, right?
Yeah,
I think it did. I had like.
But they were
I think if you look at that form, like black and white gradient, it will look very good. But I think it's all the weird ice cream cone texture. It looks very fucking weird. Yeah. But like, K-King was amazing. I fucking love it.
It always came back to K-King. Like even when we get Master and Over, which, hey, Master Gavv, okay, there's a clear through line looking at his base form to Master Gavv, like to see like, oh yeah, this is clearly the evolution of that base form. Then you look at Over Gavv and you're like, oh my god, this is inflamed. Like, this looks very different and like almost borderline like infected. What's going on here?
Yeah, I said I think we talked about it. Like I said, I was not a fan of Over Gavv. I think the problem is like Master Gavv looks like a natural, like I said, you're saying is a natural evolution, but Over Gavv does not look like a natural. It just looks. I said I think if that form was more purpley, right? It would look sound. I mean, there is orange on Gav's base design, but it's like but the orange is not the primary color, of the form.
I'm looking back at it, and it's like they took the idea of like the punching gummy and kicking gummy and went, oh yeah, but like the whole form. It's like, okay, but like that's not even the color scheme of like punching and kicking gummy. Like that's like a different blue, and like it's not just fucking full blown orange all the way through.
But yeah, I said Shoma's form were pretty much mostly throughout decent, right? For them.
Yeah.
I said Valen. I mean not Valen. Yeah, Valen. They were like I think they spent all the monies on Shaw. They're like fuck. We'll
make Valen. Look, base Valen is very simple and like sticks to a very like efficient appearance. Then we got Domaru. And then we got fucking the
which still looks very good, right?
Yeah.
With his form. But like I said, I hate the fact that his form was just like they just gave him QR codes, they called it a day.
Yeah, they went, so this is technically a power form, right? And everyone went, no, it's not. Give us a real form. And then we get Frappe, which is better. It's very spiky, It's very anime-y. Like, I don't know why he had to be so spiky for a frappe, which is not something that I consider.
Look, there's one thing, right? I can't remember that they committed to it. With frappe, that straw never ended up doing it. Like I said, fucking.
It's just an exhaust pipe or something, I guess. I don't know.
No, we don't even ever see an exhaust. That was the worst thing. It was just there. He never did anything. I was so fucking mad. I legitimately thought that there was going to be a big payoff to his straw. Like, why does he have this straw? Is he going to take... Is it a scope? Is it a sword? Is it a staff? Well, what's going on with this thing? Nope.
Maybe we'll find out in V-Cinema.
Boy, he doesn't even... Yeah, he gets a boy just a new form. He doesn't even use this thing everywhere. It's so fucking... I fucking hate Frappe Custom so much. I think it's so fucking... It's like outside of that one episode gag where they finally acknowledge the straw on his back.
Where it gets stuck on his... Where the suitcase...
It catches a bag?
Yeah, he catches the suitcase.
Right, and that was it? Right, but like, that straw does not have to... Like, if he just took that straw, like, I would have been so content if he just took the straw out and used it as a snipe, and used it as like a barrel for the Valen Buster, right? I would have been so content. And like, alright, this is cool. This is justified, but like, this straw is just fucking there. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rakia, I said, look, he's a third share. He doesn't need a lot of force, but hey, you know what? What he got was good enough, right?
Yeah, he got 3 perfectly fine forms, and that like, despite some of the like silliness when you like really focus on it, of like, oh, that's spoons sticking out of it. Those antennas are spoons. Oh, his bandoliers are pudding cups or whatever. But it's like, yeah, but he looks like a kick-ass like commando soldier, and it's like,
Listen, I cannot agree that they did with like his base form and using the pudding as like making like this weird tactical vest thing. I was like, all right, that's pretty good. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you got me. It's really silly, but like it's pretty cool. And then even look, the only complaint I have about when we get to a la mode is the fact that I just don't like the rider forms that are like primarily like just silver chrome
mono color, right? Yeah. I feel like he could have more accent, right, throughout his design to help break out stuff, right? Because I'm really looking at this design now. So his undersuit is silver, right? But his chest piece is silver. His shoulder pads silver. You know. Right.
It's just something where
he has very few color breaks, right? Like you get the color break on the chest piece, right? But like, and that's pretty much about it. And not even like ignoring the helmet, right? Like the color break on his suit is very minimal. I was like, all right, right? I feel like if they were trying to do like this weird tier system, right? Because he's supposed to be based off like the plate, whatever, like the 3-tier multi-tier plate. I feel like they could have added like color to break off every tier of his suit, right?
Yeah, I really, like, it's the same issue I had with, like, when Valvered, like, is...
Yeah!
Like, I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now.
Look, I'm pretty sure they made fucking, Valvered, Kurospane, Ford... Like when the last did not hope that everything in Gauntlet was debuted in like the last 5 episodes, all right? So you know, they're like, yeah, fuck it, yeah. All right. And then for the other writers, Bitter Gavv, in terms of repaint, perfectly fine or whatever, right? He's the dark
that for the most part. The Bitter Gavv. I mean, I guess I'm not going to really include Bake, because the difference between Bake and Bitter Gavv is literally just the undersuit, right? Because we still get Break Cookie on Bitter Gavv. It's just a different.
They just took a side form and just made it a permanent rider form.
Yeah, it's just a different undersuit, like of someone wearing the same Bake armor pieces, but with the Bitter Gavv undersuit. Look. I think that Bitter Gavv was interesting in the sense that it was made to be like the counterpart to the evil counterpart to like Shoma's forms, with Sparking Gummy and the Baki Stick and Break Cookie and all that shit. It was fine. Like, I think that the forms were cooler than the actual users of it. Again, it definitely had the issue, like, the weird issue that I had with, like, Frappe, where it was like, this is a really spiky form. I don't really get why all these are so spiky, because I get that, like, we're trying to make him more... I get that you're trying to make him evil, but, like, he... Like, every, Bitter Gavv user, it's like... I guess, but this isn't, like, a... I don't know why this form has so many points on it. Like, that's the only thing.
Right.
Like, the shape of the forms were weird, I guess.
Yeah. I'm really looking at all the Bitter Gavs. Like, I said they were just arguably fine. I think the most creative was definitely Bocca Stick, right? I feel like that guy was more predominantly used. I would have been fine, but no. Right.
Yeah, unfortunately,
I didn't help that Bocca was only used on Jiip.
Yeah,
and
he
fumbled the bag.
On a bad character.
Right, he fumbled the bag with it. Right, like he did not evolve or do anything afterwards. Right, like Bocca, I think it's pretty cool. Right, in terms of a design, but compared to like the other two Bitter Gavv forms, right?
Yeah.
All right. I think we said everything we want to say about the force. All right. One of the few. All right. Hey. Look. Bandai cracked a secret. All right. Gochizos. All right. Kids love this thing. We are on. So they have announced the 10th premium Bandai Gochizo sets now. That is what they're on. Jeez. That is how many Gochizo sets were on. It was like 4. That's insane because this is P Bandai, right? So they're on the 10th P Bandai Gochizo set, which I think is insane. Right?
Yeah.
That right? Like they kind of kids love these stupid little things. Look, they're fucking great. I fucking love Gochizos. Look, I'm looking at my shelf. I have like 10 of them. They're just I don't even have the belts. I don't even give a fuck about the Gavv belt. Right, I don't care about that thing. I got my little dudes, right?
Yeah.
I got my little expendable dudes that believe in some weird Christian ideology, right?
Yeah.
What's it? Still not explained. What's that? Going back to I'm not sure if this is tied to Shoma's upbringing from his mom or his upbringing from his dad, right? About an afterlife,
Yeah.
Right. So
why they have to
it's real
die
funny.
for the sins.
Right, I still think it's funny how whenever the go like they get angel wings. And I was like, all right. So did Michiru tell them about Jesus, or did Zom? Was it? Is that?
No, it was Boucher. The
Boucher. Did he tell them about Gochizo? About Grand U? Jesus, like I said. Once again, I said, does that help like the weird parallel Earth society? Like I don't understand it. Right, like I said, I just think it's funny when it shows how it definitely a place exists of a Gochizo heaven, right? That they all go to. Like I said, I love those. I love these little guys. These guys are the best fucking things ever, And Bandai will forever milk the ever living fuck out of these. See, also I just occurred to me, right? So there's 10p Bandai announced, right? And so there's still more to be announced because they haven't announced when the Kamen Rider voting Gochizo set is gonna come out, and I assume that's definitely going to be a P Bandai release as well. So there's at least one more P Bandai Gochizo set coming out after this.
Right.
Yeah. I love these guys. They're the best. I think the Gochizos are, in terms of like collectible trinket gimmicks. Bandai cracked the code. These guys are so fucking great. Like, hey, look, the buckles from Geats, pretty fucking lame. All right.
They're very big. Is the thing.
Right.
They
what was it? The progress keys has this fun gimmick, but it's not the same, Right? I don't feel anything when I flip the progress keys, But like, hey, look, I look at these little Gochizo dudes, like all day, and they're great, Yeah. All right. Let's move on to final thoughts. All right. Final thoughts about the show. I enjoy it. All right. I really enjoyed the show. Like I said, excluding the midpoint of the show, which I felt was very weak, and how the villain were handled, I overall enjoyed Gavv it was definitely way more fun and exciting.
It had, in terms of like premise to execution, they really like knocked it out of the park with executing what should not have worked on paper, like what did not make sense on paper, and just took it and went, yeah, I know that
right?
we said.
Like I was like, when we first heard this was Candy announced, I was like, all right, so is this gonna be like some weird big? I mean, like, ignore the fact that Kawa is already like this big toy advertisement, and we're like, all right, is this gonna be like some weird Kit Kat? Are we get Hershey's? What's going on with it? Right? But then like, I don't know, there's none of that stuff,
Yeah.
Right? Is there gonna be a Pocky form, or whatever the fuck that panda one's called?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Is this gonna be a whole thing of like, fucking like, what are we gonna, what would the final form be? Will it be a wedding cake? And it was like, no, we got cake, and that's its own thing. And it's just like, yeah, they just made it, eat more candy. It's more candy. Like, it's okay,
kids love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what's a super form for the chocolate one? I don't know. Frappe? Fuck. Stop asking so many questions.
Yeah, look, just buy the. You're gonna buy the.
Yeah.
You're gonna buy the stupid little Gochizo set no matter what.
Then yeah, you don't worry about the logic of it. A frappe is the power up of chocolate. An a la mode is the power up of pudding. Okay, that's how it works. Okay.
Look, what's the evolution of gummies? Of gummies, 100 of them. Just shove 100 gummies into your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed the series. I think the series was way more fun than we were not right. The best thing about it, the fact that we were not resorted to production blogs or notes to enjoy the show.
Go back and like try and piece together what the fuck is supposed to be going on or what the intention is. and we were able to go through this whole season without.
The fact that the show's narrative, logic, and everything was explained within the show itself was refreshing. It was very good, right? Like we were not required to do any exponential media, right? That was
stuff. We didn't have to do this Sabers thing where it had where critical
information. I
was...
feel Saber. I give Saber because those were specifically written as, right? It's not like with fucking Godchar. You're like, hey, you better hope you watch that stupid Toei Tokusatsu fan club.
If you didn't watch Legend, if you thought Legend was just gonna be a rider that was like a reference to Decade, well, joke's on fucking you. Hey, have you watched Outsiders? No? Well, here's Zein. He's showing up for no goddamn reason.
Yeah, I honestly forgot that fucking Zein made it.
Yeah, he shows up in the middle of the fucking 100 arc, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right, imagine a kid watching that and be like, who the fuck was that? Was I supposed to know who that?
Was I supposed to know who that is? Where am I? I don't even know if the fucking, what do you mean I have to go and log into my Tokusatsu fan club account and watch Outsiders? What the fuck is Outsiders?
Right? Like, at least with Saber's external media, like, they were all written to be viewed as external media for the show's narrative purpose, right? For lore, understand. But, but Gotcha was like, hey, if you did not watch this, hey, fuck you. You know, right? And that's the thing I appreciate about Gavv, right? Like outside the usual hyper battle DVD and movie stuff, you do not, right? You didn't have to watch those to understand the show's narrative. Everything is explained with the show. Like I said, I think the only problem with the show was the fact that they rewrote the show after the first arc when they realized, hey, people are just into squid. It turns out, hey, fried squid rings, calamari, really good. Right?
Yeah. This just turned out to be a perfectly competent season of Kamen Rider, and for Reiwa, that is such a balancing act that we still haven't figured out somehow whether or not we want to be just stick to what we know and can do well, or if we're gonna get something fucking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Right, but yeah, all right. So let's finish this off with our yearly rating, and as the audience know, we do not do a obvious. We just do whatever arbitrary ratings, and then they can infer on that however they want. So I am giving this show a 3 Michelin star. I don't know what the Michelin scale is. I don't know if 3 is a good or bad number within the Michelin scale, but I feel like 3 is a good Michelin scale. Right?
Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. I've looked it up. Hold on. Michelin Guide. Okay.
So,
1 Michelin star is apparently high quality cooking worth a stop. 2 Michelin stars are excellent cooking worth a detour, and then 3 Michelin stars are exceptional cuisine worth a special journey. So yeah, I'm definitely going with 3 Michelin stars. This was definitely worth a special journey. We went on a special journey of fighting the drug cartels. It was pretty great. We fucking ended an entire bloodline in this show.
Right.
That was
the Grave cool. Society is in fucking disarray.
Yeah.
Right? Not only is the political structure of the government collapse, right?
The political structure is fractured, and there are dozens of crack addicts going into withdrawal, losing their fucking mind because nobody's making
right in both the Granny world and the
human world. Yeah.
Right, it's fucking amazing. If you think about it. But yeah, that's my rating of Gavv.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. Hey, I'm not a sweets boy, but if it comes to chips, yeah, I'm eating all those chips and all the crumbs and leaving nothing left. I'm licking the salt off my fingies. Oh yeah.
Oh man, you're getting your wet fingers into the bag and scooping up all that extra, the remaining. All right, and you know what's? Hey, that's the good thing about Gavv. I just hope that none of this was a dream, and we're gonna wake up in it, forgetting about it, right?
Or maybe if this is a dream, I don't want to wake up. But what if it becomes a nightmare?
Oh boy, hey, look, that's the thing. I just hope by the end of this recording, everything does not become a nightmare.
Oh, I hope this isn't a nightmare either. Now that it's Where
I've been this entire time. I've been looking off screen. You know, making sure that the numbers.
I'm looking at it too, and I'm looking at it and going, boy, hey, managed to. Ironically, we're shaving this off with 6 minutes left compared to what the dream recording was versus the dream recording, which only had 6 minutes apparently.
Yeah. All right. Good show again. All right. Hey, see you next week. I don't know what the.
Yeah,
I think
Sleepy Time Zets is coming up next.
All right. That's it. All right. Kate, thanks. Bye.